All right, what's good, YouTube? Um, Real quick, I just ask that y'all like and subscribe. If you're not gonna watch the full video, that is okay. Just leave a like. If you watch the full video, or you feel like what I'm saying is true, or you agree with what I'm saying, please subscribe. Please like, and please watch the whole video. I'm gonna try to make this quick because I'm gonna try to make this quick because I'm finna talk a lot. So basically, yesterday I did a video on Proverbs chapter 20 verses 13, right? And I said what I said about it. Could have been right, could have been wrong, you get what I'm saying? But I was just on the phone with my friend today, and he said what I said in the video. I promise you this happens multiple times. Like, this is not the first time this has happened. He was saying, I got a job interview today, and mind you, I don't got a job. So I'm like, oh yeah, that's what's up. Mind you, I do want a job, but if God don't want me to get a job, then I'm not gonna get a job. I'm gonna do whatever God want me to do. You know what I'm saying? But people that's not strong in spirit, it's hard to tell somebody to have faith and they don't really got faith. You know what I'm saying? Or it's hard to tell somebody to have faith in what you doing and they don't got faith in themselves. So my homie, I pray that he get closer to God. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I'm gonna say is, and I pray that I'm not saying nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of people that I talk to God. I mean, it's a lot of people that I talk about with God, or not. I'm not gonna say it's a lot of people, but it's gonna be some people that you talk to about God. And they gonna be like, oh yeah, I'll talk to God too, and I feel like God want me to do this, and I feel like God want me to do that, and I feel like God want me. Now, mind you, some of the stuff that he was saying, I do agree with. I feel like God maybe does want him to do some of those things, but I feel like he uses what he wants to do and make it seem like, oh yeah, I think God want me to do this, and like just certain stuff. So, for example, he was like, man, I know you doing the work of God and stuff, but like, I feel like maybe God just want us to, mind you, he trying to group me into his situation. You can't group me into your situation. I'm not, it's different strokes for different folks. And I told him this. He said, yeah, I feel like God just want us to do more for ourselves and go harder for ourselves. And I'm like, yeah, that is true, but not working for somebody else, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying, having faith. And mind you, he got a kid, so I told him, maybe, you feel me, maybe you do need a job right now. And I told him, like, I'm not opposed to getting a job. I do want a job, but if God don't want me to get a job, then that's not what I'm not gonna force it. I'm not gonna force something that God is trying to keep me away from at this time in my life. Now, I told him, and I told my brother the same thing. If I get a job, don't be surprised if I get a job. That just mean that it was my time. That just mean that was the time has come. But I told him a story how a job opportunity came my way that I wouldn't pass up. Nobody in their right mind that don't got a job would pass this up. It was Amazon. And mind you, I live in Chicago. And if you know anything about Chicago, you know it's not too many Amazons in the city. Like, it's probably one or two in the city. And then the rest of them is in the burbs. And you can't get to them from the city without a car. You know what I'm saying? So I was telling him a story about how I was on my phone at 3 a.m. I was watching YouTube on my phone at 3 a.m. And the mind you, my phone was on D&D, so I'm not seeing no notifications. But I swipe down and I see Gmail. Mind you, Gmail don't be talking about nothing, but I still looked at the notification anyway, and it was a job from Amazon. And if you know, Amazon fill up quick. Like, when you see a job from Amazon, you gotta go. Like, it ain't, oh, I'm gonna apply in like an hour. And bro, that stuff will be going in seconds. So mind you, when a notification popped up, I literally clicked on the email 3 minutes after it was sent. It's 3 a.m. and my phone is on D&D. So I go to the job, and it was a couple errors that kept happening that kept making me not be able to get into the screen to apply for the job. But eventually I was able to get through. But once I got through, it said the job was gone. Mind you, I was just on the email the second it came out. So that means other people was on there too, but I'm on there too. You get what I'm saying? But basically, the reason I told him this story is because I was telling him like, man, maybe that's God showing me like, cause I've been asking God like, should I get a job? Am I ready? Can I get a job now? You get what I'm saying? And I feel like that was God confirming like, no, you good where you at. You good where I got you. You get what I'm saying? So people be trying to group me in today's situation, trying to compare me to them. I don't like that. I don't like that. And I told my homie, I said, bro, it's nobody on this earth that could tell me what God is telling me. It's nobody on earth that could give me information that God not gonna give me. You know what I'm saying? So don't try to tell me that, oh, God just want us to work harder. And bro, I said, bro, I said, okay, God wants you to work a job. When is you gonna break the cycle? When are you gonna be done working for somebody else? You know what I'm saying? The cycle gotta break sooner or later. And I told him, I said, I understand you do got a kid, so yeah, like you got a different calling. But me, on the other hand, I'm waiting for the next instructions from my creator. I'm not taking no advice from nobody on this earth that's living just like me. Why would I take advice from somebody that gotta go to ask God just like me? I'm not gonna lie, it blew me, gang, because it's like, bro, don't even think for a second that I'm being lazy, because Lord knows that I want a job just as bad as the next motherfucker that don't got a job that's homeless, or I mean not homeless but unemployed. You know what I'm saying? And I apologize for my mouth. I've been trying to work on how I've been saying stuff and the words that I let come out of my mouth. But long story short, I was telling him, God showed me that Amazon job to let me know, and it was a position. This how I know it was God, and I can say this, bro, because it was a job that He knew I was gonna want. It was a job. He allowed me to see that, because it's like, yeah, I know you would take this, right? But that's not what I want for you. So if it was in God's will, and I believe this, nothing happens for no reason. If it was in God's will for me to have a job right now, I would have had the Amazon job, because I was on the email the second it came out. It's no way I don't get to the screen and click apply for job, and I just got the email. You know what I'm saying? So I was telling him like, bro, God showed me that Amazon job and snatched it up out of my face to show me like, yeah, I know you've been asking me, should you get a job? I'm gonna show you this position that you would want, and I'm gonna not allow you to have it, so you could understand like, yeah, you're not ready for a job, right? Not ready, but now it's not the time to get a job. And I don't know if ever will be the time to get a job. But see, I'm grateful for the path that I'm on, because I don't want to work for somebody else for the rest of my life. Like I was telling Cairo, when are you gonna break the cycle, gang? When are you gonna break the cycle? And then he was on the phone telling me, and I said, bro, it's different strokes for different folks. So don't try to tie me into what you got going on. Your walk is different from my walk. So don't say God want us. God want different people to do different stuff. God might need you to work a job right now. God might not want me to work a job right now. And that's not me being like, and I hope people don't take this the wrong way, because I be feeling some type of way saying this, but at the same time, it's like, bro, don't worry about me, gang. Like, and then he was like, bro, I'm just trying to help, bro. And I get that. And I told him that God was telling me it's going to be people in my life that think they helping. And in reality, you're not helping, because you telling me something that God didn't tell me. You cannot help somebody that gets their information directly from God, and you don't get your information from God. Like, I'm gonna be honest, my homie, he would say, yeah, I feel like God told me this, I feel like God told me that, just because I be saying that. And I really hope that that changes. You know what I'm saying? But don't try to say, oh yeah, I feel like God wants us to do this, because you want to do that and you want me to be on board with it. Like, nah, bro, I understand you rock with me. You want to make sure I'm straight. But bro, worry about you, and I'm gonna worry about me. You know what I'm saying? If I ask you for something and you decide to help me with that, that's one thing. But don't try to give me advice. Don't try to tell me, yeah, bro, you should come to this interview with me. Don't try to tell me, yeah, bro, I feel like God just wants us to go harder. Yeah, you go harder. I'm going hard on this. I told him, I said, yeah, bro, what do you think I'm doing? I said today finna make 7 days straight that I just posted in a row. And I told him the story about what made me start my YouTube. I told him that when I started my YouTube, the content that I was making, go look at episodes 1 through 6 or 1 through 5. That the content I was making, it was not all about God. God put it in my head like, I'm making BS content. I need to be only talking about what really mattered. You get what I'm saying? So I told him this, and then I told him that I literally asked God, I want a job. God, am I ready for a job? And I told him I feel like the reason God did not let me get Amazon job is because he know how I am. If I was working at Amazon, that would take up most of my time from doing stuff like this. So I'm doing my job. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Please don't rub me the wrong way trying to tell me I'm not doing enough. When I first started making my videos, I had the realization that, man, maybe I should only talk about God. Then after that came, God was telling me, do it every day, be consistent. Now I'm being consistent, and now we got people that think they helping. You know what I'm saying? Because the enemy use people. Let me tell you that. Don't let what God told you be overwritten by somebody that's walking this earth like you. Don't listen to nobody that's walking this earth like you if you waiting for God's answer. You get what I'm saying? Now I want to say, God, forgive me if I'm wrong, if I said anything wrong, but I don't think I said anything wrong so far. But I just gotta be cautious. You get what I'm saying? Because I don't want to feel like I'm too righteous or whatever, too cocky or too whatever. No, I'm really humble. But it does kind of make me upset when I'm telling you I talk to God. I'm telling you I'm waiting for God to answer. I'm telling you God answers me, and you sitting here trying to tell me what you think God wants you to do, and you feel like I should be in that category. Bro, I don't tell, like, when people ask me stuff, he'll call me for advice, and I'll tell him, look, bro, I don't know. You gotta ask God. I straight up tell him, I don't know. You gotta ask God. I can't tell you to hop on your phone and post YouTube videos about the Bible or God or your experiences or your testimony if that ain't something God wants you to do. And I'm not saying God don't want everybody to do this, but it's not the way that I'm doing it. I'm not gonna tell everybody, oh yeah, bro, have an online ministry and preach the gospel every day. It's different strokes for different folks. He said he loved music. I said, all right, bro, if you really love music and you feel like God put that in you, then how should you go about that? How should you go about making music? Make your music and make it the right way. Praise God in all your music. You get what I'm saying? So I just wanted to let that be known. I don't know if I'm finished. I don't know if I skipped something. I don't know if I'm missing something. My mind is all over the place right now. But we was talking about being lazy or God wanted us to go harder, right? And I was telling him, bro, I literally just posted a video on Proverbs chapter 20 verse 13 yesterday. Literally. I said, literally, I was just talking about this yesterday, and you coming to me telling me something. And he was like, bro, I'm just trying to help you, bro. And I get that. I respect that. But bro, you can't, bro, if I literally just told you I talked to God and God talked to me, why do you think you gotta tell me anything? That's the enemy, bro. That's the enemy trying to make you feel discouraged, trying to make you feel like you're not doing enough, trying to make you feel like, damn, am I tripping? Like should I be filling out 100 job applications? Mind you, I ain't had a job in a year, gang. Look at me. I'm decent. You feel me? Like, I'm eating every day. I'm sleeping good. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of how far I came. You know what I'm saying? And then the enemy come, oh yeah, I'm just trying to help you, bro. You trying to help me. You trying to help me do something that God don't want me doing right now. I told God, let his will be done in my life. So if I still feel like God is, if I just got reconfirmation, mind you, it's been a minute. When I first started my journey, God didn't want me to get a job. I knew that for a fact. And I didn't want to believe it at first. I did not want to believe it at first. But then when I went to Chipotle and they said that my application got withdrawn, how did my application get withdrawn? At first I'm thinking it's the manager. I'm like, fam, ain't no way you I don't even know how to go back in and withdraw my application. How do I withdraw application? Mind you, I went to the first interview. They told me come back to the second interview. When I called about the second interview, they told me that they had me in the system as onboarding, meaning that I got the job, but I didn't do the second interview. So he told me to wait till the hiring manager come back and speak to her. When she came back, she told me, I told her, yeah, they got me in the system as onboarding. They told me to call you back on this day. She said, no, did you do the second interview? I said, no. She was like, oh, well, you got to do the second interview. I said, okay, when the second interview? She like, we going to send you some information on it. I called like a day or two later. Yeah, where's the information? I never got no information. Oh, well, it says here your application been withdrawn. I'm blown away. And this was before I was walking with God. I'm walking with him. This was before I was praying all day, every day. This was before I was posting YouTube videos. So I told him, I'm like, yeah, man, God don't want me to get a job. But then later on, you know, when you go through a season so long, it's kind of like, okay, God, I feel like I get what you wanted me to understand. Can I get a job now? God gave me reconfirmation with the Amazon. I'm not going over that again. But then the enemy try to come in. Oh yeah, I'm just trying to help you, bro. Why in the world do you think you could give me some information that God like? And then it blew me that he said us. Like, fam, if you feel like God wants you to do that, that's great. I'm proud of you. But please don't try to group me into what you got going on. Don't try to group, bro. If you like, bro, I'm gonna tell it. Fam just lost his car. God, I bless him. I pray for him, and I know he's gonna make it through because the type of person he is. But at the same time, don't try to. Me and him in the same boat. We don't got a job, but I'm on this. He not on this. So him trying to, oh bro, I'm just trying to help you, bro, because he feel like we in the same boat. We not in the same boat, gang. I love you to death, gang, but we not in the same boat. So don't try to, oh, I feel like God just wants us to work harder. I say, yeah. You go work hard for the white man. You go work hard for that business. No disrespect to the white. I just have to say it like that because that's what it feel like. I'm gonna just be honest. That's what it feel like. So and I love white people. I ain't got nothing against nobody. I love everybody. But I'm just saying, go work for the next man. Go work for the black man that started his business and started employing people like you. People that not gonna start their business till they 30, 40, 50 years old. Go do that. You know what I'm saying? So he said, I feel like God just want us to do that. I feel like God just want us to, bro. Yes, he does. And my work harder, my go a little harder was me posting every day, at least on every platform, at least once a day. That's what God told me to do. Just because you not, and I asked him, I said, bro, did you ask God what you supposed to be doing? He said, yeah. Okay, so don't put me in your. Now, it's a difference if somebody come and ask you for help. He would call me and ask me for help, and I'd tell him my best advice. And if I don't know, I'll say, bro, you got to go ask God. But if he asks me a question that immediately pops an answer in my head, okay, then I'll say that. But if not, I'll tell him, bro, yeah, you got to go ask God. Like, that's something you got to talk to about God. You feel what I'm saying? But people be letting the enemy use them, and they don't realize it. Mind you, the same person that I'm telling the story about is the same person I was telling about hell. And he was like, have you ever been to hell, bro? And mind you, I'm telling him about testimonies that I done seen, that I believe with my discernment. You know what I'm saying? Testimonies that I done watched. I done watched multiple testimonies. None of them is lying. Who lying about going to hell, fam? Who gonna sit up here and make a video and say, yeah, I've been to hell, and this is what I saw, and this is what it felt like, and this is what I heard, and they remember it. Word for word, bar for bar, they remember every single thing. I said, bro, that's God allowing them. I said, bro, I could barely remember my dreams. You think this person lying about what he saw? Then I showed him Joel TV. It's a YouTuber that went to hell and he gave his life to Christ. I said, bro, this dude that I watched his testimony, I used to watch his videos. I used to watch his gold digger pranks. And he went to hell and he told us the story about it. It's a reason that God allowed people to go to hell, die, go to hell, and come back to life and tell people about it. It's a reason. So we could understand that, yes, this is real. Yes, this is what it's like. And no, you don't want to go there. He gonna say to me, bro, have you ever been to hell, bro? Then stop listening to everything everybody say on the internet. Bro, blew me. I ain't gonna lie. Blew me. Mind you, I'm still asking God for patience and how to deal with certain situations. Mind you, when he was just telling me, God, I feel like God wants us to go harder. He don't want us to be lazy. That's what he said. That's what blew me. So you feel like I'm being lazy because I'm not sitting up here applying for jobs. You feel like I'm being lazy because I'm not finna go work for somebody else until God tell me to, for the time being. I know my purpose is bigger than working at a job, bro. So when he said, bro, you gotta stop listening to that, bro, and mind you, when he said it, I promise you, his voice changed. Like not in a demonic way, but the way he said it, the way he normally talked versus when he said, have you ever been to hell? Like it was like a mood switch. Like, have you ever been to hell? All right then, bro, stop. You feel me? It was like his demeanor changed when he said that. And I said, bro, you don't even know. You just let the enemy use you, bro. I said, all this rambling, all this talking I've been doing all day, and you gonna sit up here and tell me, stop. You gonna sit up here and say something like that. Blew me. I said, that was so foolish. I said, bro, you dumb as HE double hockey stick. Then he like, dang, bro, why I gotta be that? I'm like, you right, bro. My bad, fam. You foolish. After everything I done sat up here and told you, after everything I done said, after all this stuff that I be saying, you gonna sit up here and ask me, have you ever been to hell? Blew me, fam. I'm done talking about that. But on that note, when I said I did the Proverbs 20:13 yesterday, I was talking about Proverbs 20:13. It says, love not sleep, lest thou come to poverty. Open thine eyes, and thou shalt be satisfied with bread. And I told him I made this video yesterday about Proverbs 20:13. And then it came to me what I said about it. And I was thinking like, whoa, maybe he didn't mean literally. Maybe it didn't mean literally. Maybe the open your eyes was opening your eyes to the truth. Maybe that's what opening your eyes mean. And the bread and being satisfied with it is the knowledge and wisdom and everything that comes with the truth in Jesus Christ. So Proverbs 20:13, I honestly feel like it's a double meaning. Yes, you shouldn't be lazy. Get up and work for your money, because later on in it says, for those who don't work in the cold, they gonna starve. If you don't want to go outside and go to work because it's cold outside, or you discouraged to get up and go because it's cold outside, you gonna see why you need to get up and go regardless. But I feel like it's a double meaning. The cold outside could be in your head. You get what I'm saying? But looking back on it, I feel like the Proverbs 20:13 means to open your eyes to the truth, and you shall be satisfied with everything else. Matthew chapter 6 verse 33, I think Don't quote me on this. I'm new to this. But put God first, put the kingdom of God first, and everything else will be added unto you. So TikTok, YouTube, I love y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please, at least like. At least. If you hear me, if you see my face right now, at least like the video. I get 300 views. Imagine if everybody that saw my video liked it. And I think I'm shadow banned on TikTok. I'm TikTok K, because I posted a video on my backup that got less than half of what I got on my main, and I got 1,000 views in less than an hour. And I can't even crack 1,000 views with me getting 50 likes in an hour. The enemy be working, but yeah, man, I love y'all. But God love you more, man. Get into your word, learn some truth.